Hi there, today I will be going over feeding operations. For my farming system I have chosen pasture-based dairy farming in the Southland region of New Zealand. First up we have grass species, for which I have chosen annual ryegrass and perennial ryegrass. Annual ryegrass is among one of the most common species of pasture grass in Southland as it is short-lived but fast-growing. Annual ryegrass is most commonly sown in autumn with an average 6 to 8 month autumn to spring crop. In drier areas and in summer, annual ryegrass is not persistent during drier periods, which makes annual ryegrass the perfect pasture choice for the Southland region, where it can continue to persist through moist summer climates. Perennial ryegrass is the most commonly sown ryegrass species throughout New Zealand, as it provides a high animal performance and milk yield. It is one of the most easiest to plant and manage and has extremely good persistence in comparison to other species. Perennial ryegrass can persist for an average of 5 years and is able to thrive in a variety of conditions. Perennial ryegrass is well suited to the Southland region due to the unstable weather climate and typically colder atmosphere. The nutritional value of perennial ryegrass. Perennial ryegrass accumulates a high volume of total digestible nutrition during spring and fall. Perennial ryegrass's nutritional value consists of 10.4% crude protein and 50 to 60% total digestible nutrients. Perennial ryegrass nutrients consists of 9.43 grams of lysine, 3.1 grams calcium, 3.02 grams phosphorus, 1.15 grams magnesium, 24.1 gram potassium, and 0.31 grams for sodium, and 269 milligrams of iron. The growth rates of ryegrass. Perennial ryegrass over a 1 year period produces 14 total dry matter per hectare per year. Around 20 total dry matter per hectare produced under wet or irrigated conditions. In moist summer environments, perennial ryegrass can persist indefinitely. Perennial ryegrass grows throughout the winter and spring and mostly lies dormant during the summer and dry period. Annual ryegrass. Over a 1 year period, typically produces on average 15 total dry matter per hectare per year. Higher yields of 20 total dry matter per hectare under irrigated conditions. If sown in March during winter, 7 to 8 total dry matter per hectare is produced. Most commonly sown is a 6 to 8 month winter crop. Dormancy is during late spring. Now we move on to legume species. For this I have chosen white clover and red clover. White clover is the most commonly sown legume in New Zealand dairy pastures. It balances atmospheric nitrogen, improving overall pasture quality and manages bloat in cattle. White clover is a perennial legume most active during the summer. White clover is generally more resistant to grazing in comparison to ryegrass and has a high nutritional value. Red clover is typically sown during summer periods where grazing is less intensive under drier conditions. Red clover is also a drought-resistant legume, meaning it can still persist during dry conditions where other pasture species cannot. Red clover is a typically short-lived clover that persists for 1 to 2 years under light and non-consistent summer grazings. The nutritional value of white clover. White clover is a highly nutritious pasture species as it is rich in protein and minerals including calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and soluble carbohydrates. Crude protein ranges from 12 to 13% and total digestible nutrients from 70 to 80%. White clover's nutrients consist of 3.5 grams calcium, around 2.5 to 4 grams phosphorus, 2.35 grams of magnesium, and 30 milligrams of zinc. The growth rates of white clover and red clover. White clover is usually sown as a part of a mixed pasture. Its dry matter yield can vary between 1 total up to 7 total dry matter per hectare per year. Sown as a summer crop, white clover grows throughout spring and fall. White clover goes dormant with the top disappearing throughout winter. Under irrigated conditions, red clover can grow up to 7 total dry matter per hectare per year. Red clover is drought resistant and grows 2 to 4 total dry matter per hectare per year during summer. Red clover's growth period is throughout the early spring to late summer, and it lies dormant throughout cooler conditions in the winter. Supplemental feeds. The two main types of supplemental feed to pasture-based dairy farming in Southland are palm kernel extract and maize silage. Palm kernel extract is a commonly used supplemental feed as it has decent energy and protein content, with a basic nutritional value that consists of 11.7 metabolizable energy per kg per dry matter, 17% crude protein, and 17.5% crude fiber. Maize silage is also one of the most widely used supplemental feeds across pasture-based dairy farming in NZ. It has a nutritional value of 5 to 10% protein of dry matter, starch content 18 to 37% of dry matter, and around 10.3 metabolizable energy. The two main types of feeds suitable to pasture-based dairy farming in the Southland are palm kernel extract and maize silage. Palm kernel extract is a commonly used supplemental feed as it has a decent energy and protein content, with a basic nutritional value that consists of 11.7 metabolizable energy, 17% crude protein, and 17.5% crude fiber. Maize silage is also one of the most widely used supplemental feeds across pasture-based dairy farming in New Zealand. It has a nutritional value of 5 to 10% protein of dry matter, starch content 18 to 37% of dry matter, and around 10.3 metabolizable energy per kg per dry matter. During dry seasons, pasture-based dairy farms in Southland can experience drought, which means that the pasture quality is poor and cattle won't be getting their daily nutrient requirements, which is why supplemental feeding is important during these times. Supplemental feeding aims to make better use of pasture by supplying nutrients that the pasture is deficient in due to the drought. Supplemental feeding is a cost-efficient way to maintain dairy cattle's daily nutrient requirements while pasture quality is poor. Thank you!